Look who I have.
Sorry for the bad audio.
So I have with me, open the door please, so I can get some light in here.
Let there be light.
Yeah, there we go. So I have with me none other than Matt Benton from Devil's Hour Paranormal and PRU Case Files.
Devil's Hour Productions.
Devil's Hour, yes. It was a P. I got the P part right. So Matt, give us the little quick rundown about your journey to the paranormal.
Well, I've always been interested in the paranormal because of my paranormal experiences as a child. But that wasn't actually what started me into investigating until my big experience at the Old Washoe Club in Virginia City, Nevada, where we're at right now.
Show us your tattoo.
Literally, I got a tattoo of the place on my arm, Old Washoe Club, because a piece of brick was thrown at me when I asked for something to move. And that was that day. That was the day. I was like, I'm hooked.
I'm in.
I'm in. You can actually get responses from these things in a big way. So I was like, yeah, I was in after that. So
what's been your favorite? Has that been your favorite location so far?
Not my favorite location, but it's the most profound in my life because of that reason. But I would say my favorite locations would be Mackey Mansion, the Conjuring house. Those are probably my top.
For sure.
And Lassen County Hospital was extremely active too when we went, so that was weird.
Is that the one that burned down?
Yes.
Yeah, that is not there anymore.
It burned.
That was a crazy location. You guys had some weird stuff happen.
Yes.
But you guys are pretty used to weird stuff happening. So talk to us a little bit about the Harrisville Haunting.
The Harrisville Haunting. So it was basically, I wanted to do a documentary on this location because all the claims from Ed and Lauren Warren and the Perrin family were very extreme claims. So I wanted to see if the claims were true and see what we could capture, if it's still haunted to this day. And so we learned that there's, just recently, we learned that there was new owners. And that, because I used to look to see if there was any phone number or anything to contact them in the past when the movie came out and all that. There was nothing. So no one was able to get access in the past. Then new owners bought it. And then I was like, okay. I called up Joe
There's the inn.
and the paranormal research unit, but the paranormal research unit, the rest of my team, they were not able to make it. So instead, I got two other YouTubers. It would be Bill and Eric from Paranormal Pursuit and Epic Paranormal TV. I thought that Eric brought that energy, and Joe and I have been working together a lot lately. So I invited him, and we both are really love filmmaking. So. Wanted to do a documentary. But what I didn't expect was the documentary storyline really actually had an effect on me.
Right. It kind of took a life of its own, didn't it?
Yes, the storyline took a life of its own, and it was, I guess, very lucky when it comes to storytelling purposes as a filmmaker. So there's two sides of me, the paranormal investigator side and the filmmaker side. For the filmmaker side, this was like storyline wise for a documentary, very strange.
Right.
and very weird. And also even paranormal also, because that experience is a very rare experience. I never had that specific kind of experience before in my life. You have to watch the film to understand what I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna go too much into detail for the ones that haven't seen it, but it's being released on October 18th by Gravitas Ventures. It will be on multiple different streaming services and VOD services. So you could buy it on demand, iTunes, YouTube movies. It's like gonna be all over the place. So you could also, I hear they're also pitching it to Discovery Plus too, so.
And what was, I think I said about it, it was what was your favorite thing that I said?
Yes, she said in her rating, her review, I mean, of the film, she's like, what the Demon House should have been.
It's true. It's true. It's what,
that's a big claim.
So does anyone have any questions for Matt or Devil's Hour or about Harrisville Haunting? Joe.
You know, it won a couple of awards.
It did. It did. It's won several awards.
How many?
Let's just say this. It's more than a couple. It's
how many?
18 so far. That's the first time being announced. 18 awards. It hasn't been announced yet until just now. but 18 awards, literally building a collection of trophies now.
You guys are gonna run out of room for.
I'm gonna run out of room.
On the poster. Yeah.
We need money to buy these. They're expensive.
Yeah, they said the certificates for free, but the trophies,
The
they're
trophies
charging
are,
you. So.
are expensive.
Yes.
But I was like, dude, you win any more, and you're just gonna. The whole poster's gonna be the laurels. It's not.
I
gonna
know.
see that house anymore.
Yes, that's only put 4 of the best looking laurels on there in the trailer because it only had that much room.
Like I'm running out of space, Cody.
So it took you quite a while to put all this together and compile it. How does it feel to finally be done and then to get the recognition that it's getting?
It feels amazing because I was made fun of for it and all that, and it was like, for me, I had a vision, and I'm one of the most anal editors you ever meet.
No.
Never.
Joe experienced it firsthand, and so
Well, I'm usually just for men.
it was like at the end of the film when I was finishing it up, I was so stressed because of how that just took a toll on my life, just the film in general. I would say it was the most mentally challenging things I've ever done, just because of how in depth and how many hours of my life I put into that film, like over 400 hours of editing hours. By the way, I live stream all my editing process for any skeptics out there that think that we're faking evidence. I live stream my entire editing process onto my Patreon. And so if some skeptic has doubts in my work, I could just send them the entire playlist of me editing the entire film. So it's
raw
like,
footage.
and also raw footage.
Yeah.
So it's, there's about over 400 hours of editing. So it's ridiculous.
It was an intense experience. Natalie.
Okay, so I've watched your journey closely, especially through the post-production film. No less than incredible. Big shout out to you and everyone a part of it. But my big question is, as a director, what is the most, the biggest learning curve for you personally that you want to carry into your next project?
It would be, I want better camera work when it comes to investigations, and so I want cameramen in this, at least 1 or 2, for quality purposes, and then also audio is very important too. Audio is just as important as video, and so it's a lot of factors when it comes to production. And now I know a lot for Gravitas Ventures of the post-production side of everything I need to turn in. It's like a big delivery process to when you give to a distributor. It's like you have to turn in a CDSL, it's like a whole list of things that you have to turn. Yes, and contracts and all that. So it's like all these things you have to do and pay for E&O insurance and all that. So it's like all these steps. So it's a big process. Now, since I know what to do for the next film, I'll have it. Oh yeah, music cue sheet. So I literally had to go through the entire film, and every single time a song popped up, I had to time code it, name of the song, and who I had to get licensings for all the music. So and the licensor and all that. So it's like I had to go for every single song, and that's on a huge list. So and there's a lot of music. The one thing I take pride in when it comes to my editing is music. Sound design and music, by the way. The film has won 2 or 3 editing awards and sound design awards, so that's really cool. And also best director awards.
So the hard work paid off.
So the hard work did pay off, it seemed like. And the VMAs I think is probably the biggest one we did, because that actually had Hollywood judges, and it won for best indie feature, best first time director, and best editor. So it's like that's crazy to me. So it was like.
Does anyone else have any questions for Matt?
What's your next project?
Well, let's just say this. The new reality might be a part of this next project.
Can't forget about that.
And Levy.
Who's gonna
So
be
that's going to be your little hint for today. I mean, not really a hint, but a little surprise for the next project. It's going to be, like Joe said, more of a psychological related project. So it's basically all the theories I've had for a long time and putting it to the test. And so we'll see what happens. I'm not going to go into details because I don't want this idea stolen like one of my other films that when I started talking about it. So yeah, someone took it.
Don't want that to happen. No, that would be terrible.
So you just have to wait, and the poster's already done.
I've seen it. It's very cool.
Yes, it's a cool one, and we have a location for 2 weeks, also. So it's
You're
going
gonna
to
be
be.
there the whole 2 weeks?
Yes, I'll be there for the whole 2 weeks.
The whole lockdown for the whole 2 weeks.
But I'll be out of the building for part of it, observing. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be wild and crazy. I don't think it's gonna be like anything anybody's ever seen.
It's the most, I would say, the most ambitious film idea when it comes to the paranormal so far, because I never seen this done before. So
I've not even. Yeah, it's definitely new. When you told me about it, I was like, nope, that is a complete.
all of PRU is a part of it, and New Reality and some other familiar faces. So yeah, just wait.
And then you said Harrisville Haunting is.
I'm kind of confirming for them because they said yes to the other building, but it's the same project in a way, but just different buildings. So that's why I'm saying yes to you guys, if you guys are okay with that.
So Harrisville Haunting is October 17th.
October 18th.
October 18th, released on streaming.
Yes, first place will be on, I believe, is iTunes pre-orders. Oh yeah, keep an eye out for pre-orders. The pre-orders will help the film a lot. It will help it get to other bigger platforms like Discovery Plus. So if you get a lot of pre-orders.
So pre-order, and then it'll end up migrating its way to other things.
Yes, it'll also be, you'll be seeing it on a lot of articles pretty soon. So
Awesome.
build your own opinion. Please put in a review of your opinion on the film.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
Okay.
And does anyone have any other questions before we wrap up? Because I have one more interview for and it is Levy. We'll have Levy up here in a second. But thank you, Matt. Awesome. And then you were investigating the hotel tonight, right?
yes. Thank you guys. Love you all.